It was almost midnight when 16-year-old Eli Carter heard a strange sound beneath his bedroom door. He looked down. An envelope was lying on the floor. There had been no footsteps, no knock, no warning, just one thing written across the front. Eli Carter. Eli slowly picked it up. His full name was written in handwriting he didn't recognize. He turned the envelope over. It was completely sealed. Whoever had delivered it wanted him to open it. But the question was, who knew where he lived? Eli finally opened the envelope and pulled out a single folded letter. At the top was a date, October 14th, 2036. Eli stared at it. His eyes moved toward the calendar on his desk. October 14th, 2026. The letter was dated 10 years in the future. Eli's hands began to tremble as he unfolded the letter. There were only a few words at the top. Eli, if you're reading this, you have exactly 7 days. He read it again, then again. 7 days until what? Beneath those words was another message. Tomorrow morning, at exactly 7:15, something would happen. And Eli had only one instruction. Don't let your mother leave the house. Eli stared at the sentence. He had no idea who wrote the letter. But whoever it was, they knew what was coming. It was the next morning. Eli barely slept. At 7:10, he stood downstairs, watching his mother prepare to leave the house. She picked up her handbag and headed toward the front door. Eli kept checking the clock. 7:14. His mother's hand reached for the door. 7:15. Then, 3 loud knocks came from outside. Eli froze. His mother reached for the door again. Eli remembered the warning. Don't let your mother leave the house. He quickly stepped forward. Before she could open it, the knocking stopped. Silence. Then a man's voice came from outside. Eli Carter. Eli froze. His mother looked at him. How does he know your name? Neither of them moved. Then the stranger spoke again. I need to speak with you before it's too late. Eli refused to open the door. Instead, he asked, Who are you? The man didn't answer. Something suddenly slid underneath the door. A photograph. Eli slowly picked it up. It was a picture of Eli standing beside the same stranger. But Eli had never seen the man before. Then he noticed something even stranger. The photograph was dated 2036. Eli stared at the photograph. The man in it looked older, but something caught his attention. The silver wristwatch, the same watch Eli was wearing right now. He looked down at his wrist, then back at the photograph. His mother whispered, Eli, who is that? Eli didn't answer, because suddenly he realized something. The man wasn't a stranger, he just hadn't met him yet. Eli rushed toward the door, but when he finally opened it, nobody was there. Only the photograph remained on the doorstep. Eli looked down the empty street. Then he noticed something lying beside the photograph. A second envelope. This one had only 4 words written on it. You shouldn't have looked. Eli's face went pale. Eli brought the second envelope into his room. He opened it carefully. Inside was a single sheet of paper. This time the handwriting was different. It said, The first letter was never meant to reach you. Eli stopped breathing for a moment. Then, underneath it, were 4 more words. Someone changed the plan. Eli looked toward his bedroom window. Across the street, a dark car was parked. Someone was sitting inside, watching the house. Eli looked at the photograph again, then at his wristwatch. He noticed something he had never seen before, a tiny engraving on the back. He removed the watch and turned it over. The engraving read, For Eli, when the time comes. Eli's hands began to shake. He suddenly remembered something his father once told him. That watch belonged to your grandfather. But Eli's grandfather had died before he was born. So how could the photograph from 2036 show the same watch? And why was someone from the future wearing it? Eli's phone suddenly rang. Unknown number. He stared at it. It rang again. He answered. Silence. Then a man's voice whispered, "You opened the second letter." Eli froze. "Who are you?" The voice responded, "I'm the reason you only have 6 days left." The call ended. Eli immediately looked at the calendar. October 15th, 2026. 6 days until October 21st. Whatever was coming was getting closer. Eli couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about the watch. He remembered his father saying it belonged to his grandfather. Then he remembered something else. His grandfather's old wooden desk was still stored in the attic. Eli went upstairs. He searched through the desk and discovered a tiny hidden compartment underneath it. Inside was an old photograph. Eli pulled it out. His heart stopped. It was a photograph of his grandfather, standing beside the same mysterious man from the 2036 photograph. Eli turned the old photograph over. There was writing on the back, a date, October 21st, 1996, and underneath it were 4 words. The first time we failed. Eli's eyes widened. October 21st, the same date the mysterious letters kept warning him about. Then he noticed something in the photograph. His grandfather was wearing the same silver wristwatch. Eli looked down at his own wrist. The watch had been passed through 3 generations. But suddenly, he realized something impossible. Maybe the watch wasn't being passed down. Maybe it was being sent back. He froze. Nobody should have been awake. Then his phone lit up. An unknown number had sent a message. "Don't go downstairs." Eli stared at the screen. Someone knew exactly where he was. He stayed in the attic. Then he heard footsteps downstairs. Slow, heavy. Someone was walking through the house. Eli quietly moved toward the staircase and looked through the railing. A man's silhouette passed through the hallway. Eli recognized the shape from the photograph. The mysterious man. But how had he gotten inside? Then the man stopped, slowly turned toward the staircase. Eli ducked back. His phone vibrated again. "He knows you're here." Eli quietly backed away from the staircase. A floorboard suddenly creaked beneath his foot. The man downstairs stopped. Silence. Then a man's voice called out, "Eli!" Eli's eyes widened. The man started walking toward the stairs. Eli turned and ran deeper into the attic. He spotted a small window, but before he could reach it, he saw something on the floor. Another envelope. His name was already written on it. Eli grabbed the envelope and tore it open. Inside was a single photograph. His hand stopped moving. It was a picture of Eli's house, but the house was surrounded by police cars, and standing in front of it was Eli himself. Older, much older. At the bottom of the photograph was a date, October 21st, 2036. Eli realized the photograph wasn't showing the past. It was showing what would happen in 6 days. Then the attic door behind him slowly began to open. The door opened completely. The mysterious man stepped inside. For the first time, Eli saw his face clearly. He was older, with tired eyes, and a small scar above his eyebrow. Eli slowly raised the photograph. The man looked at it, then said, "You finally found it." Eli stared at him. "Who are you?" The man took a breath. "Someone who has already watched you die once." The man took a step closer. Eli backed away. Then the man said, "My name is Eli Carter." Eli stared at him. The man slowly rolled up his sleeve. On his wrist was the same silver watch. Then he said, "I'm you, 20 years from now." Eli looked at the photograph, then at the man. Everything suddenly made sense. Young Eli could barely speak. "If you're me, why don't I remember any of this?" Older Eli looked toward the photograph. He answered, "Because you haven't lived it yet." He explained that on October 21st, something happened that changed everything. But before he could explain, a loud crash came from downstairs. Older Eli suddenly became serious. "They're here," young Eli asked. "Who?" Older Eli looked at him. The people who made sure I never reached this moment. Older Eli grabbed the photograph. October 21st isn't the day you're going to die. Eli looked relieved. Then older Eli continued, "It's the day your life changes forever." He explained that years ago, their grandfather discovered a way to send information through time using the silver watch, but every attempt created consequences. The first attempt failed. The second created the timeline they're living in. And now, someone was trying to stop Eli from completing the final attempt. Another crash came from downstairs. Older Eli grabbed young Eli's arm. "We don't have time." They moved toward the hidden compartment. Older Eli revealed the truth. The mysterious man wasn't the enemy. He had been protecting Eli. The real enemy was someone much closer to him, someone Eli trusted. Then they heard footsteps climbing the stairs. Older Eli whispered, "Your father." The attic door opened. Eli's father stepped inside. He looked at young Eli, then at older Eli. His face went completely pale. He whispered, "No." Older Eli stepped forward. "You knew I'd come back." Eli looked between them. His father finally admitted, "I tried to stop this 20 years ago." Young Eli realized his father had known about the time travel mystery all along. But why? Eli's father finally tells them the truth. Years ago, Eli's grandfather discovered a way to send small objects and messages through time using the silver watch. But the process had a dangerous limitation. Only one person could eventually cross through. Eli's father tried to destroy the watch. He failed. Instead, he spent years trying to prevent the future from happening. Older Eli looks at him and says, "You didn't prevent it, Dad. You created it." His father goes silent. Then the house lights suddenly go out. The attic falls completely dark. Then Eli's silver watch begins to glow.